Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 377 based on novel. So let's start. This was a war between two Mosquito Kings and the challenge between two Mosquito Kings. Wang Lin's Mosquito King stared at the giant Mosquito King struggling to get out of the crack. Its eyes were filled with violent desire and red light. It could clearly feel that the giant Mosquito King inside the crack contained very pure blood of the Mosquito Beast bloodline. This blood had a deadly attraction for Wang Lin's Mosquito Beast. It wanted to take a sip, even if it was just one drop. This desire passed into Wang Lin's mind and made Wang Lin ponder for a moment. There were simply too many mosquitoes in the surrounding area. The auras given off by the blue, white, and purple mosquito beasts were heaven-shaking enough to even shock any cultivator. Forget about advancing, they would even feel that there was no place to retreat to. As Wang Lin's Mosquito King roared, the endless mosquito herd looked over and stared at Wang Lin's Mosquito King that was hiding inside the mosquito herd. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he clenched his teeth. With a thought, the Mosquito King under him roared once more. As the pale gold light shined from its body, it charged out. The moment it charged out, the endless mosquito herd roared in response. The red and blue mosquito beasts didn't move forward. Even the white mosquito beasts only hovered in the perimeter. This was a battle between Mosquito Kings, and they weren't qualified to participate. However, among the countless mosquitoes, the purple mosquitoes revealed cold glares. Thousands of purple mosquitoes charged out toward Wang Lin's Mosquito King. Wang Lin originally didn't intend to go out with his Mosquito King, he wanted to hide his aura inside the mosquito herd. However, seeing those purple mosquitoes charge in, his eyes lit up and he stepped out without any hesitation. As he moved, thunder rumbled. Wang Lin stepped away from the mosquito herd and appeared before the endless mosquito beasts. The moment he appeared, the surrounding mosquito beasts let out heaven-shaking roars, causing an unimaginably fierce aura to rise into the air. As those mosquito beasts roared and released that fierce aura, Wang Lin took a second step and arrived on the back of his Mosquito King. His right hand reached at the void and black lightning appeared, forming a giant trident in his hand. At the same time, Wang Lin's Mosquito King roared once more and revealed a ferocious expression. As it roared, it released the pressure of a Mosquito King. Its aura spread out like the violent waves of the sea and seemed to want to submerge this mosquito herd. The red, blue, and white mosquitoes stopped. A battle between Mosquito Kings was not something they could participate in, this was engraved into their souls. Only purple mosquitoes or higher were eligible to participate. Although they stopped, those almost 1,000 purple mosquitoes charged in like crazy, and a fishy smell rushed forward. They were too fast, each of them had an aura similar to that of a peak Nirvana Shatterer cultivator, so they closed in an instant. Wang Lin's white hair flowed as the trident in his right hand swept forward. Popping sounds echoed inside him as the ancient god power filled his body. The star of law appeared between his eyebrows, and as he swept the trident, the heavens trembled. Thunder roared and a sea of blue fire appeared. Wang Lin shouted, "Charge!" The Mosquito King under him let out a roar as if responding to its master. Its body released a golden glow and it charged out. The pale golden light made it look like a sun. The light scattered like sharp swords as the Mosquito King charged forward. The closest purple mosquito beast roared and closed in. Its large mouth could compare to any treasure in the world. Once it stabbed into Wang Lin, it would only need to suck once to suck Wang Lin dry. The moment the purple mosquito beast closed in, Wang Lin waved the trident in his right hand. The thunder all began to descend with that purple mosquito beast as the center. Wang Lin didn't stop there. He swung the trident backward toward a purple mosquito beast that was charging toward him from behind. As he stabbed forward, blue fire appeared and formed a mouth at the tip of the trident, devouring the mosquito beast. After all, mosquito beasts were still only beasts and not humans. They couldn't use magic treasures, and although they were as powerful as Nirvana Shatterer cultivators, they were still inferior to them in battle. The Mosquito King under Wang Lin was extremely nimble as it flashed past several purple mosquito beasts. However, one more purple mosquito beast immediately appeared before it, blocking its path, and charged forward. Wang Lin's mosquito beast revealed a ferocious gaze and no longer dodged. Its body gave off a golden glow as it charged forward with the pressure of a mosquito king. There was a thunderous rumble. Wang Lin only felt a tremble under him. The purple mosquito was only knocked back and wasn't injured at all. It became even more ferocious as celestial spiritual energy began to gather before it like a cultivator that was going to cast a spell. There were many injuries on Wang Lin's mosquito king, especially the crack on its mouth. The pain made it even more crazy as its golden hairs stood straight and it charged out once more. All of this happened in a flash. It was fast beyond imagination. Since Wang Lin had decided to help his mosquito king get a drop of that giant mosquito king's blood, he wouldn't back down. Although this battle was dangerous, it wasn't impossible. For this sliver of a chance and his mosquito king's desire, Wang Lin's eyes shined and he let out a roar. He jumped off the mosquito king and popping sounds echoed inside his body. His body swelled up, and in the blink of an eye, he became a giant several thousand feet tall. The trident in his hand also grew with his body and also become thousands of feet long. His ancient god body appeared, and at this moment an aura unique to the ancient gods appeared. As the aura caused the world to churn, Wang Lin condensed all his power into the trident and threw it. A thunderous rumble echoed across the world. The giant trident was like a dragon as it rushed forward toward the spatial crack covered by a large amount of mosquito beasts. The trident held Wang Lin's ancient god power and the star of law. The moment it was thrown, the thunder of the world gathered and formed ball of thunder that rumbled endlessly. A sea of blue fire spread out. It was so hot that even the purple mosquito beasts dodged it. What was even more amazing was that the origin energy Wang Lin had injected into it turned into Bai Fang's celestial spells. At this moment, it looked like the apocalypse. The surrounding mosquito beasts paused for a moment. At this moment, Wang Lin grabbed his mosquito king and threw it. The trident charged past the purple mosquito beasts and entered the range of the spatial crack toward where the golden mosquitoes were. At this moment, an invisible ripple spread out before the trident and it suddenly collided with a mysterious force. As a thunderous rumble echoed, countless ancient runes appeared. The impact of the trident was stopped by this ripple. Although it was stopped, Wang Lin's mosquito king charged out and looked eagerly at the giant mosquito king behind the hundreds of golden mosquitoes. Those hundreds of golden mosquito beasts were about to intercept when the mosquito king, who was damaged all over, shined brightly and let out a heaven-shaking roar. The moment this roar echoed, a cracking sound came from inside the mosquito king as if its body was collapsing. Only, the blood that flowed out was no longer red, but gold. This golden blood spread out and stuck to the wounds on its body, but there was a terrifying aura coming from this golden blood. Also, at this moment, a giant shadow appeared outside the mosquito king's body. This was the shadow of a mosquito beast that was also hundreds of thousands of feet large. This shadow gave off a dark golden glow. The moment this shadow appeared, whether it was the red, blue, white, purple, or even the golden mosquitoes, they all trembled. Even the giant mosquito king struggling to come out from the spatial crack also trembled. For the first time, he looked toward Wang Lin's mosquito king. Wang Lin was stunned at the scene before him. The moment the golden light shined around his mosquito king and the giant shadow appeared, he clearly felt that there was golden light around his body too. The large amount of mosquitoes attacking him all avoided him and unexpectedly revealed awe. Wang Lin suddenly understood. At this moment, he thought back to planet Susaku when he first saw the mosquito beast. He had a vague guess as to why the mosquito beast had appeared on planet Susaku. And why there was just one mosquito beast. The moment the shadow appeared, the golden mosquito beast revealed awe and quickly moved out of the way as if they didn't dare to stop Wang Lin's mosquito king. Wang Lin's mosquito king charged toward the crack like a golden meteor. The huge mosquito king inside the spatial crack revealed a serious expression and let out a roar. It began to struggle even more violently. However, there was an incomprehensible force around the spatial crack. Even this 100,000 feet mosquito king had to struggle for a long time before it could come out. At this moment, half of its body was inside the crack and the other half outside, but it was stuck. It began to struggle violently, and as it struggled, even the spatial crack began to tremble. It showed signs of being torn even wider. Wang Lin's Mosquito King charged in like a golden meteor. It didn't give the giant Mosquito King a chance as its large mouth swept forward and was about to stab into its body. The giant Mosquito King let out a roar and struggled violently as its roar echoed. As its body struggled, the world began to distort and large amounts of ripples appeared. Just at this instant, the giant, golden shadow formed around Wang Lin's Mosquito King let out a roar and its large mouth swept forward. It broke past the ripples and stabbed into the giant Mosquito King. The giant Mosquito King stuck inside the spatial crack trembled. Just at this instant, Wang Lin's Mosquito King charged in and seemed to merge with the giant shadow around it. Its mouth moved with the shadow and stabbed into the body of the giant Mosquito King. Compared to the giant Mosquito King, Wang Lin's Mosquito King was really insignificant. However, its mouth stabbed into the giant Mosquito King, and its eyes were filled with longing and greed as it sucked mercilessly. As it sucked, the giant Mosquito King began to roar and struggle violently. The spatial crack that was trapping it was ripped open even wider. With one suck, all the injuries on Wang Lin's Mosquito King suddenly disappeared and the golden light around it became even stronger. The longing in its eyes became even stronger, and it sucked again. This time the giant Mosquito King roared and a violent force erupted as it struggled. This turned into a powerful shockwave that knocked Wang Lin's Mosquito King away. At this moment, as the giant Mosquito King struggled, the crack trapping it was ripped open and more than half of its body rushed out. A powerful fierce aura comparable to Source Origin spread across the world. Wang Lin's Mosquito King let out a roar and quickly retreated. The shadow around its body quickly dissipated and merged into its body. As it retreated, all the surrounding mosquito beasts retreated as if they wouldn't dare to stop it. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as his right hand reached out and the trident flew back into his hand. His body rapidly shrank and returned to the size of a normal person in the blink of an eye. He landed on the back of his Mosquito King and rapidly retreated. Just at this moment, the remaining 8 continents that were guarding the 3 inner continents collapsed with the roar of the giant Mosquito King. Countless mosquito beasts flew out. These 9 continents were all made of mosquito beasts. The number of mosquito beasts was terrifying. Wang Lin couldn't calculate them at all, but based on his gut feeling, he guessed there were millions. The Mosquito King had sucked 2 mouthfuls of blood, and now its body was releasing a golden glow. A pressure several times more powerful than before descended on the area. In an instant, almost 10,000 red mosquito beasts trembled. They were the closest to Wang Lin's mosquito beast, and after a moment of trembling, there was awe in their eyes. They surrounded Wang Lin's mosquito beast and formed a red cloud that took them far away. There were almost 1,000 blue mosquito beasts that made their choice and charged into the red cloud. They let out roars as if answering the Mosquito King. Not far away, almost 100 white mosquito beasts trembled, and their gazes struggled between the spatial crack and Wang Lin's mosquito beast. Finally, they let out roars and chose to follow Wang Lin's Mosquito King. If that was it, it would have been fine, but among the few purple mosquito beasts, 2 of them were hesitant. One of them was the one that had collided with Wang Lin's mosquito beast. When it roared, its hesitation disappeared and it revealed a determined gaze. It charged toward Wang Lin's mosquito beast like a purple meteor. When Wang Lin saw the purple mosquito beast, he revealed a look of joy. A purple mosquito beast had an aura equal to a peak nirvana shatter cultivator. Wang Lin's joy didn't end as another one filled his heart. As the first purple mosquito flew over, another pale purple mosquito also decided to follow. Wang Lin took a deep breath as he suppressed the excitement in his heart. This trip was worth it. Just at this moment, a scene that made his pupils shrink and caused him to reveal a look of disbelief occurred. One of the golden mosquito beasts charged out toward Wang Lin's Mosquito King. Wang Lin laughed loudly and quickly flew off into the distance with the Mosquito King while being surrounded by a herd of mosquitoes. In the red cloud that covered the sky, the blue, white, purple, and gold mosquito beasts were extremely eye-catching. These mosquito beasts flew at full speed and quickly flew away with the help of the wind. The surrounding mosquito beasts only looked and didn't dare to stop them at all. After a long time, a heaven-shaking roar filled with anger echoed across the realm. The Mosquito King, hundreds of thousands of feet large, charged out from the crack. The moment it charged out, the surrounding mosquito beasts let out a unified heaven-shaking roar. The giant Mosquito King revealed a fierce gaze toward where the mosquito herd had disappeared. It let out a roar and chased at an unimaginable speed. Its movement caused the millions of mosquito beasts to follow. They covered the sky as they gave chase. At this moment, the entire wind celestial realm surged as the earth shook and countless cracks appeared in the sky. Roars echoed across the realm as the boundless mosquito herd formed a majestic scene as they slowly spread out. The Mosquito King under Wang Lin quickly flew across the world with over 10,000 mosquito beasts. They were moving at top speed as they rapidly escaped. They charged out from the inner part of the wind celestial realm toward the exit to the Renegade region. After several hours, the mosquito herd was rushing across the sky. Wang Lin stood on the back of the Mosquito King and suddenly turned around. Far behind him, he could see a red cloud spreading. There was also the rumble of the sky collapsing. Wang Lin's eyes were calm as he revealed a cold glare and raised his hand to place down a large amount of restrictions. As the mosquito herd flew across the sky, Wang Lin continued to lay countless restrictions down. It was the collapse of these restrictions that allowed Wang Lin's mosquito herd to stay ahead. However, the pursuing mosquito beasts were getting closer and closer, and a blast of fishy-smelling wind flew toward them. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as his mind went into the celestial sealing stamp and merged with the All-Seer's soul. In an instant, Wang Lin's aura suddenly changed, revealing a calm gaze, as if everything in the world was in his control. His right hand reached at the void and a stone bead flew out from his storage space. At the same time, a seven-colored light shined in Wang Lin's right hand, and it reached a limit. Its glaring light scattered everything, and Wang Lin threw it. The stone bead seemed to absorb all the seven-colored light and suddenly exploded. Just as it exploded, Wang Lin's calm voice echoed across the world. "Summon the Defying Ones." The moment his voice echoed, the sky of the wind celestial realm darkened as if it was becoming night. However, right after it dimmed, an endless amount of seven-colored light appeared. It shrouded the world and a powerful pressure descended from the sky. A giant compass suddenly appeared out of nowhere. The compass was 10,000 feet wide and gave off a blinding, seven-colored glow. It spun rapidly and became a barrier between Wang Lin and the pursuing mosquito herd. As it rotated, a powerful force spread out. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his mind split from the All-Seers. His face turned pale. After all, he was too seriously injured and hadn't recovered yet. At this moment, he didn't look at the result of the Defying One spell and instead opened his arms. Black gas appeared and turned into black dragons that surrounded the mosquito herd. They quickly carried them into the distance. Shortly after, a muffled rumble came from behind Wang Lin. Even the world seemed to tremble as a powerful shockwave spread. Wang Lin didn't turn around and charged forward like crazy with the mosquito herd. He eventually arrived at the outer edge of the wind celestial realm, and the exit was not far away. It would only take a few hours to leave, and he had used spell after spell to block the pursuing mosquito beasts. But in the end, it was not enough, as the endless mosquito herd was less than 50 kilometers behind him. If one looked from a distance, they would see that the huge mosquito herd occupied the entire celestial realm. It was like flood that was slowly closing in on Wang Lin. The 100,000 feet Mosquito King stared straight ahead within the mosquito herd, and its roars were heaven-shaking. Wang Lin frowned and a cold light flashed in his eyes. He stood on the mosquito beast's back and his right hand reached at the void. After reaching the Nirvana cleanser stage, one wouldn't need a bag of holding as they could use their own power to open a storage space. This storage space was a lot safer and was loved by many powerful cultivators. Wang Lin had opened one, and this time he was going to open a second one just for accommodating mosquito beasts. This storage space had to have sufficient celestial spiritual energy and origin energy. Wang Lin was not lacking in these as he still had a lot of celestial jades and origin crystals left. At this moment, his right hand reached out and the sound of space tearing echoed. A giant crack hundreds of feet wide opened and cold wind blew out of it. The Star of Law turned and thunder flew out. The thunder flashed around the crack, stabilizing it. At the same time, blue fire charged into the crack and swept through. This caused the cold air to dissipate, and the space expanded greatly. Shortly after, Wang Lin took out celestial jades and origin crystals and threw them into the storage space. They exploded and filled the space with enough celestial and origin energy. All of this was completed in an instant without wasting anything. When the storage space was completed, he sent out a message, and the Mosquito King below him immediately let out a roar. When it roared, the 10,000 mosquito beasts charged into the crack. As he moved forward, the number of mosquito beasts around him gradually dropped. In the end, all of them entered the crack, including the 2 purple and 1 gold mosquito beasts. The Mosquito King was the last one to enter. It looked at Wang Lin before entering. After all the mosquito beasts had entered, Wang Lin waved his hand and the crack disappeared. Now he was the only person left in the Wind Celestial Realm. Behind him was an endless mosquito herd chasing like crazy and getting closer. Wang Lin took a deep breath and took out a speed charm. He put it on his body without hesitation, and his origin soul began to activate, ignoring his injuries. The aura of a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator spread out and fused with his ancient god power. He turned around and stared at the mosquito herd behind him, and especially at the giant Mosquito King. There was doubt in his mind. This Mosquito King was very powerful, but it hadn't used any spells and its speed wasn't that amazing either. However, right now was not the time to ponder about this. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he suddenly charged forward. Large amounts of ripples appeared around him and he took a step. In an instant, his body became blurry and he disappeared without a trace. Spatial bending. This was the first time Wang Lin had used spatial bending in the Cloud Sea. The Cloud Sea was covered in fog and shrouded in a mysterious force, making spatial bending have almost no effect. It was due to this reason that even though spatial bending was already considered rare among powerful cultivators in other star systems, it was even more rare in the Cloud Sea. The environment determined the vision, state of mind, and also the direction of spell. If the remaining 3 major star systems were also filled with star fog, then spatial bending would never exist. After all, it was useless to the people of the Cloud Sea. Even if they gained enlightenment, it was useless and they didn't have a place to use it. Even in the Wind Celestial Realm, this spell was seriously hindered. However, spatial bending was the only way to survive in the Wind Celestial Realm. You couldn't move far or merge with the world freely. If you didn't have an accurate target in mind, you were likely to appear in unfamiliar places. If you appeared within a herd of mosquito beasts, you would be in extreme danger. After all, the most secure way to use spatial bending was to think of a place you had been to before and then merge with the world. In truth, Wang Lin's thought was very accurate. It wasn't that people hadn't reached the depths of the Wind Celestial Realm, but all of them had used spatial bending and had to be very careful. The simple explanation was that too few people in the Cloud Sea knew spatial bending, and even fewer had come here. At this moment, Wang Lin was thinking about the crack to leave the Wind Celestial Realm. Origin energy began to gather and the earth-shattering roar of the mosquito herd gradually disappeared from his ears. It was as if he had entered a strange realm and his body turned into nothing, without any feel of existence. It was as if he had become part of the world. The spatial crack to leave the celestial realm became even more clear in his mind until it replaced everything. When Wang Lin felt that feeling of non-existence go away, he took a step. At this moment, origin energy gathered and his body quickly reformed as he took that step. The spatial crack going to the rank 8 region appeared before him. Looking back, there were still ripples echoing, and even further away, there was a roar that seemed to travel through time. Wang Lin was calm as he charged into the crack and left the Wind Celestial Realm. The moment he left the Wind Celestial Realm, the eyes of the petrified old man on one of the 3 continents in the depths of the Wind Celestial Realm shined brightly. This time I'll help you. Next time I'll need you to help me. Wang Lin walked out from the crack and entered the rank 8 region. He looked at the familiar fog and felt some discomfort. After all, In the wind celestial realm, there was no fog, so he could see far and wide. In the cloud sea, the star fog made it difficult to see far. Everlasting sect, Wang Lin rushed forward. I obtained a large amount of mosquito beasts on this trip to the wind celestial realm, though that's still not enough. However, if my injuries heal, adding the cooperation of the mosquito beasts, I'm not powerless to escape from Tuo Sen. I just need more time to allow the Mosquito King to evolve, and then I can obtain more mosquito beasts. In the Rank 8 Everlasting Sect, the Rank 5 region competition was being held on the platform that took up a portion of a planet. The Purple Dao Sect swept the competition, and almost no one could match them. Rumbles echoed across the platform and caught the attention of the surrounding 100,000 cultivators. The Everlasting Sect's Feng Hai and others were sitting in the most inner part of the stands. Beside him was the red-haired old man, along with some of the Everlasting Sect's powerful cultivators. At the top of the stand, an old man wearing white was pointing at the Purple Dao disciple fighting against a disciple of one of the Rank 5 sects and laughing. The rise of the Purple Dao sect is all credited to Lu Yun Song. Fellow cultivator Wang, the God sect can't take him away. The old man in white looked graceful and was filled with vitality. His eyes shined when they opened and closed. His cultivation level was high. He revealed the aura of a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator without hesitation. There were two women sitting beside the old man. Both of these two women had stunning appearances. The woman in purple could cause the heart of everyone who saw her to pound. There was a trace of coldness on her face, as if nothing in the world would move her heart and make her show weakness. Her beauty was like something that shouldn't exist in the world, like a real fairy. Just by sitting there, she attracted the attention of all the surrounding cultivators. However, she was simply too cold, seeming as if she was cut off from her surroundings, giving off a feeling of loneliness. Just like a lily that bloomed by its lonesome or a gust that arrived at a foreign country. Everything was unfamiliar, and there was not a single familiar face. Beside her was another woman. Although she wasn't as pretty, her beautiful and gentle face would cause anyone to fall in love. Her smile was like a blooming, white flower that would intoxicate people. This woman was smiling and her eyes were bright. Her voice was like a bird song as she laughed. Sect Master is too serious. This little girl merely mentioned that teacher has praised his Lu Yun Song before. As for whether he will be accepted into the God sect or not is not something I can decide. The old man in white smiled and no longer mentioned this, but they continued to chat. He would occasionally look at the indifferent woman but couldn't guess her identity. At this moment, on the platform, Lu Yun Song walked out from the Purple Dao sect's area. He was the sect master and also had to participate. His purple robe made him look very ethereal and majestic. He was like a mountain. On the other side was another sect master of a rank 5 sect. It was an old man wearing black, and his expression was extremely ugly. Wang Shanshan looked at Lu Yun Song on the platform and softly said to the woman next to her, "This Lu Yun Song is indeed good and worthy of teacher's praise. Although his cultivation level isn't high, he seems to merge with the world, so his understanding of Tao must be very deep." What does Big Sister Mu think? Mu Bingmai had no interest in the competition in the Cloud Sea. She had only come because of Wang Shanshan's proposal. She looked at Lu Yun Song and calmly said, "He can be considered an elite." She didn't know why, but when she saw Lu Yun Song, the figure of another person appeared in her mind. Oh, there must be a lot of cultivators like Lu Yun Song where Big Sister Mu is from. Wang Shanshan winked and smiled. It's okay. Mu Bingmai seemed unwilling to keep talking. I'm a bit interested. Lu Yun Song has cultivated for about 3,000 years and didn't rely on any pills. He reached the ascendant stage in 1,000 years, 1,000 more years to reach the Nirvana Scryer stage, and 1,000 more years to reach Nirvana Cleanser. His understanding of Tao is very profound. Even the heaven-breaking sect's lead Qian Mai seeked him to discuss Tao. Are there people like him where fellow cultivator Mu is from, I wonder? The person who spoke was not the old man in white, but a middle-aged man next to him. Mu Bingmai pondered, and after a long time, she softly said as if she was reminiscing, "I know a person that reached the core formation stage in 200 years, soul transformation in 500 years, ascendant in 800 years, and the yin and yang stage in 1000 years. Before I left, he had cultivated for less than 2000 years and had already reached the early stage of nirvana cleanser. His domain was life and death, and that evolved into karma. There are very few people in the world that can compare to him. Perhaps this Lu Yun Song has a higher cultivation level, but when comparing Dao, he is no match. Even in a life and death battle, he would still be no match. This video will end here.